The Conbini Boys. They're the Conbini Boys. They're the Conbini Boys.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Matt. Happy day over here. How's it going there?
Well, it's happy anniversary, Mike. It's
Yes.
March 29th in Japan, March 28th here in the U.S. I just looked it up, Mike. It was March 29th, 2020 when we published our first episode of the Conbini Boys podcast. It's officially been 1 year.
1 year. Oh my God. And what a year. I mean, probably the best year of my life. I'm not going to lie.
I don't know about that. A lot of things happened over the course of the year that weren't so great.
Oh,
but
right.
But Mike, 47. This is the 47th episode of the podcast. I'll be honest, I didn't think we'd get past 3 because I typically give up on things early. But also, how much content could there really be coming out of the Conbini?
Yeah.
Well, I think we've both been surprised on that front. It's endless.
Yes, it is. It's, we were looking back over some of our previous episodes and just, it was really awesome seeing all the stuff that we've talked about. I had forgotten about most of it. But I think we're going to pick up a couple things that were memorable to us. Is that right?
Yeah, Mike, to celebrate the 1 year anniversary, we've gone through the archive.
Oh, yeah.
And we've tried to identify a few items, stories, campaigns that really grabbed our attention over the course of the last 365 days. So we're going to pick up a few of those, and we're going to start off with what else other than an item. And Mike, we have a Conbini item that I believe the word you used was resonated. Something resonated with you. Let's see what I can't wait to see what this is. I'm on the edge of my seat here. What do we got for this? Oh, I have to prove my age. That suggests this is an alcoholic item.
This is an alcoholic item.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Matt, this is my item of the year last year. This is lemon dough. If you can zoom down and we can get that classic this is like what a team there. We've got the the 3%, the 5%, the 7%, the 9%. And these are all lemon chew highs. And Matt, I was looking through just some old items. I just remembered these, and I've moved away from drinking the lemon dough recently, but this is what we're looking at when we're talking about Conbini, fun, alcohol, just a killer line. And for me, really my item of the year.
And no better time to bring this back because it is Hanami season when you get hammered underneath a cherry tree. And I could imagine climbing the ladder here, Mike, starting with that 3% Hachimitsu, the honey lemon, moving to the 5, the Teibon lemon, then going to the 7%, that salt lemon, and then really calling it an afternoon with that Oni the Devil lemon at 9%. You're going to have to pick me off that blue tarp because I'm going to be blacked out with my 4 empty cans of lemon dough. That's a great choice, Mike. Awesome. Yeah. No doubt. Yeah. All right. Well, I too picked out an item that resonated with me this past year. And this actually goes way back, Mike. We might be looking like April 2020. This is the Lawson pork wiener and cheese roll, Mike. I don't know if you remember this, but this was actually part of the wiener wars that were really heating up back in February last year. There were 3 distinct wieners that came out. Lawson had this pork wiener and cheese roll. But then out of Family Mart, the big chorizo, and then the 7-Eleven, the double wiener red curry, all came out in the same week. And Mike, the one that undoubtedly was at the top of the food chain was the pork, wiener, and cheese roll. A reminder for everybody, this thing came in pretty much a sleeping bag, okay? You have a hot dog tucked in. This thing is like something Bear Grylls would take to Patagonia to keep warm underneath an avalanche, okay? And it's just got that bubble of white soft cheese squirting out of there. That hot dog is all tucked in. Yes.
Oh, man, I remember, when this guy came up, this was your pick of the week, and oh man, I remember this. This has come up a couple times. This special bun, this soft, our listeners can't see, but this is a special bun here. This is a white, silky, white, soft like a pillow. I think you said you wanted to sort of like curl up inside there and take a nap. I remember.
Oh yeah.
And it's amazing how much hot dogs, wieners have become a part of the podcast. Another one that really I remember, if we're talking dogs, it's the Goo Dog, who has come back time and time again, and still pressing on. So great item. Wow, this brings back some great memories for sure.
All right, well, let's take a look next at a campaign that was one of your favorites here, Mike. Again, looking forward to seeing.
Oh, you're gonna like
oh,
this.
Yes, yes. Boy.
This is from Lawson, and Lawson, had some of the best campaigns we've seen last year.
Absolutely.
This was the Nice Cheese Grand Prix, and Matt, there were so many great items that came out of this. This was a Twitter-focused campaign where they put up 7 items, and then or 6 items, and then you voted for which one you wanted. And Matt, the winner ended up being the smoked cheese El Chiki. But the real story out of this one, Matt, was the cheese dog too. Yeah. When we first looked at this thing, we thought, no way is that thing going to make it. And, throughout pretty much the whole campaign, it had the least votes. And then somehow, in that last week or two, Cheese Dog 2 shot up and almost surpassed Smoked Cheese El Chiki. And, Matt, this is one of the most exciting things for me last year. Only second maybe to the Combini tournament. But, some great items out of this and some good memories as well.
Nice Cheese Grand Prix was absolutely fantastic. And you're absolutely right. The Cheese Dog 2 was the item that really made a big splash here. That Cheese Dog 2, like you said, it was in last place until like the second to last week. And it just put on the afterburners and just soared past those other items. As a reminder, actually, I don't know if we ever found out what exactly it is. It's a corn dog, maybe. It's got a lot of melty, stringy cheese inside, and then it's got these interesting kind of crispy, puffy things on the outside, all fried in. Another key point about the Nice Cheese Grand Prix, Mike, the cheese foam tea, last place, even lost to the really weird corn thing that we couldn't quite figure out what that was either.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so a great winner there and also a nice loser as well. All right, I got myself another campaign, Mike, that really I just loved everything about this. This was the Choshu Riki series out of Okinawa. This was a collabo with Family Mart and a legendary, now retired professional wrestler named Choshu Riki. This guy, he's got to be pushing 70 years old. He's shirtless, sweating, just a wet, soggy mess on the campaign website. And he just came out with some awesome items, Mike. He had the giant onigiri with the pork chashu. He had the giant chicken leg. He had the giant donburi with 3 kinds of meat on it. And then, of course, he had the garlic sasami gatame. And that was I don't know, Mike. You may have broke a big story on the podcast, but turns out Choshu Riki, not Bret the Hitman Hart, invented the sharpshooter, the sasami. Right. The Scorpion Deathlock.
The Scorpion
is the original name by Choshu Riki. Yes, this was one of my favorite campaigns from the past year.
Yeah, man, we actually spent a couple weeks in Okinawa, and because remember, down there in Okinawa, there's a lot of things that are different, but the konbini also as well. Usually the items they release are very different, and they have their own sort of individual web page for Family Mart. And yeah, man, this was awesome. I loved going down to Okinawa and talking about Choshu Riki, that ninniku, the garlic sharpshooter scorpion deathlock, where it's got that garlic. That chicken's got that garlic wrapped tight. I remember that. And yeah, man, that was just a really fun thing that we did there. And I'd like to do more of these this year. Always like doing those one-offs that are just kind of like, crazy. And yeah, really, really great one.
All right, now let's check out a news story that captured your imagination this past year. Mike, what do we got here? What the? Oh no, this was.
So Matt, we might be hearing about this for the next few years. I don't know. Matt, this is that legendary news that came out this year. Or last year. This is Family Mart is looking into using robots in their konbini. And Matt, you might think that those robots would be, I don't know, like, they can move by themselves, they can work the registers. No, Matt, these are robots that are remote controlled to stock shelves in the konbini. So it's one person doing one robot's work. I don't know, man. We have a lot of praise for the konbini, but this is one that seemed wacky to me. It seemed unnecessary. But the picture too, you've got this guy with like a VR headset. He's like controlling this robot to stock shelves at the same speed as a normal human. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I'm sure we're going to be seeing some more robots in the future as well.
Yeah, Mike, this is one where you just got to cut your losses here. This is, sunk cost. Hey, it was a big mistake. We can't spend any more money on this. So yeah, if the goal here is to reduce labor, they haven't done it because it's one person to one robot, and you're asking the robot to do the job significantly worse than a human could actually do it. So not really sure what the long game is here for Family Mart, but yeah, maybe the dumbest konbini story we saw this past year.
Yes, that is true. Yeah.
All right, I didn't have a news story, Mike. I'm calling this a side quest. This may be one of the most proud moments of my life here, but Mike, we started a mentor program.
Oh, that's right.
For new konbini shoppers, and our first mentee was Alex, aka
Legend.
Somewhat JP on Twitter. Check him out. But back in November, Mike, he posted a haul here. I'm just going to list the items. It was pizza chips, just lightly salted potato chips, a Pocari Sweat Kinoko no Yama candy, a cream sando cookie, and then some milk tea. And Mike, this was his very first haul, and there's all the markings of a first haul. Too many sweets, the milk tea. Yep. And Mike, we proud to say that we took Alex on. We brought him into the mentor program, and I can't praise Alex enough, because just a few weeks later, he came back with a 5-star haul, Mike, and we got the pizza chips are back. Wow, great. Wow. He's got karaage-kun. He's got some kakiage soba. He's got melty kiss, and to top it off, he's got 2 Sapporo tall boys. Mike, there's no question that is a 5-star haul. So to go from, make that big a leap in just a few weeks, I gotta say, I'm so proud of Alex. I'm proud of ourselves for the coaching we gave him. So yeah, a real highlight for me this past year.
Yeah, no, me too. A lot of people, until we started this program, we had a lot of hate. People said, like, "What are you doing to help the world?" And we didn't have any response. And then, to be able to do this to help. I mean, this is mentoring. This is education. Yeah. This is life-changing work that we're doing. And I gotta say, but it's not just the teachers; it's the student. Alex, I've never seen such a quick progress in Conveni Halls. Big shout out to Alex. I mean, great job, and thanks for just gambaru. Thanks for trying your hardest there and upping your Conveni game.
All right, so that's a quick look back at the past year doing the podcast. There's so much more. I mean, we had a hard time trying to figure out what exactly we wanted to. We may have to do this again next week because there's so much fun stuff to look back on. I mean, we didn't even talk about the Conveni tournament, for Christ's sake.
We didn't talk about the Conveni tournament.
Yeah, no, but there's some other things we want to talk about this past year, Mike. Important people who played a role in all this.
Yeah, so, I just wanted to give a shout out to the people that really helped us put the podcast together. First off, I'd really like to give a shout out to the Godfather, Uncle Andy, for giving us such awesome music. It was the intro and the outro. And, before that, we were just banging pans and sticks together. And, thanks, Uncle Andy, for helping us out with the music.
Yeah.
You can check him out. Actually, he has a band on Facebook, the Wise Guys Band. You can find them there on Facebook and check out some of their music. But just big shout out to Uncle Andy, and then also Matt. We got to give another big shout out to the Spicy Commentator. Haven't heard about her much recently, but we're talking about my wife Mai, who for the first 20 to 30 episodes was a pretty regular staple, reviewing sweets. Just giving us, some hard-hitting reviews on some sweets. And then also I wanted to give a shout out to my former coworker, Kim, who really helped us by helping us create our logo, which is, we use on YouTube, on pretty much all of our branding. So just thanks to everybody. Thank you all. And let's have some fun going forward as well.
Yeah, thanks everybody. Can't say we so appreciate all of the support this past year.
Yep. All right, Matt. Well, man, I kind of want to keep talking about the old stuff, but maybe next week we can continue on. But anyways, all right, for now, I think we should head on. Actually, nothing on the Chiki Wars this week, which, little scary. But so we're going to head over to the scoreboard. Matt, this week, we've got some numbers. Family Mart, 52 items. Lawson, 31 items. 7-Eleven, 107. Ministop, 12. Daily Yamazaki, 8. Seiko Mart, 6. Poplar, 0. New Days, 15. Any thoughts?
Yeah, Ministop down to 12, usually playing in the mid-20s, so a bit of a surprise there. Gotta say, Poplar coming up with a goose egg. Can't play that game when Family Mart, Lawson, 7-Eleven are cranking out collectively over nearly 200 items a week. So a little worried about those guys. You can only live off freshly served rice for so long. And then New Days 15, I think both of us have come to really respect the consistency of New Days, even with their niche train station market. So, shout out to those guys.
Yep. All right, Matt. Well, then let's head to our winners and losers. And all right, so first off, let's take a look at your loser, and boom.
Yeah, Mike, this is at a Ministop. This is a bag of spicy miso hormone snack. Okay, this is crispy pig gut flavored chips here with spicy miso. Hormone, of course, when you go to a yakiniku shop, you can buy pig guts, intestine, stomach, things like that you cook up and slather in sauce and, chew on it for a little while and then enjoy it. It's pretty good. But this is a chip here, Mike. Yes. I'm not super excited about eating pig gut flavored chips here. So not my favorite this week, Mike. Sad to see Ministop back in the loser circle back-to-back weeks here, but here we are.
Yep. Matt, this is a problem right here. This is, I guess it's a snack, but for American audience, these are Cheetos, kind of the puffy cheese puff looking kind of snacks,
Yep.
and those are sort of marinated in this spicy miso hormone. pig intestine flavor. It just doesn't seem right because how you usually eat those kind of snacks, you kind of bite in and kind of suck out that juice, and you getting that juice out of there. That's that spicy miso shawarma. That does not sound good. Matt, good pick. This does not look good. All right, Matt. All right, my loser for this week. And I'm sorry, this is kind of low hanging fruit here. I knew that. I knew that. Our listeners. Hey, they're probably tired of seeing this guy on the these guys on the losers. But Matt, what this is some sort of like evolution. I don't know if you've ever seen those monster shows or those Power Rangers. Two foes combine into one super monster foe. All right, Matt, what we've got here, this is the Pizza Sand Double Wiener Barbecue Sauce. So, as you know, we've been talking about Family Mart's notorious, strange, and confusing Pizza Sand, which has nothing to do with pizza sandwich, basically. And another, common villain, talking about looking over the past year, that's the old Double Wiener. Double wiener wraps, tortillas that we've been seeing mostly out of 7-Eleven. And Matt, they fused them together here. Yeah. This is it's that classic template that they use where they have this sort of wrap tortilla shell and then they digitally insert something into there. This time it's overflowing BBQ sauce and two, I have to say, pretty well sliced sliced samurai sword here. No kidding. I don't know, Matt. I like I said, this is low hanging fruit. It's cheese as well.
Yellowish thing.
I don't know. And there's tomatoes in the background. How is this barbecue sauce? I don't know, Matt. That does not look like barbecue sauce. I'll tell you that much. All right. Anyways, Matt, what else can I say? These are two of our greatest foes coming together to do something.
Yeah, Mike, this is an unfortunate product that keeps coming back. There's this age-old question, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop? I gotta say, how many bong hits does it take to make this thing taste good? Probably quite a few.
One. Okay.
One? Actually, you're probably right about that. Yeah, so sad to see this back, but I expect to see it again in the next couple of weeks.
Yep. Yes, unfortunately. All right, Matt, enough of that. Let's move on and check out your winner for the week.
Yeah, Mike, this is an onigiri out of 7-Eleven. This is the Tonkatsu Ramen, rice and egg, half-boiled egg rice ball here. So this is rice that's flavored like tonkatsu ramen. That's that really rich pork-based broth. It's got the jammy egg in the middle, and Mike, this is like eating a bowl of tonkatsu ramen in an onigiri. That is a huge feat of food innovation. If this is anything like a bowl of tonkatsu, that is incredible. There is one thing that is a little bit strange to me. It does say there's mayonnaise inside, which I don't know why there would be. There's no mayonnaise, of course, in ramen. Also, this is for those who can't read Japanese quite yet. It is in katakana, so it's not too challenging, but they only list the mayonnaise point in katakana. There's in English they just say pork, egg, pork broth, soy sauce. They don't say anything about the mayonnaise, so beware, people. This is a bit of you could be stepping on a landmine, okay, when you go to take a bite into this thing, But otherwise, it looks outstanding.
Yes, it does. And like you said, I like this. This is an innovation that we're seeing. It's kind of similar to something we saw before, where it was like gabao rice in a rice ball. But this is sort of like a how do you say that word? Transmogrification. We'll just go with that. This is forming, a bowl of noodles into a rice ball. And I gotta say, Matt, this is really exciting. I agree. I'd love to try this because you're right. This could be some sort of new technological innovation here. It almost makes me think of like space food that you take to space, where you have to compact all these different flavors into one thing. What an innovation. Love it.
Yeah. All right. What do you got in the winner circle this week?
All right, Matt. All right. Well, look, we were talking about some.
I saw this.
We were talking about some things that, and I mentioned this before. Yeah, it does look pretty good, right? And well, what we're looking at, Matt, this is out of 7-Eleven, which has brought us some of the best dogs we've seen this year. We didn't talk about it today, but we also had that. What was it? 5 or 6 cheese 12 cheese dog. That thing was out of control. Like I said, somehow this podcast has turned, I'd say 20% of the content has turned into hot dogs. And today's no different, Matt. We've got the spicy chili dog out of 7-Eleven. The item you picked up this week for your winner, that is a true innovation. There's nothing too innovative about this. This is just what we love. This is a
classic.
You got that hot dog bun, you got the dog, and on top of that, you got the chili. And then you even got a little bit of, looks like Parmesan cheese they sprinkled on top of that. I don't know. So this is coming, you can see it's a plastic wrap, so this is meant to be, nuked in the microwave there. Matt, I gotta say, I love some spicy chili dogs. It's rare to see a chili dog, a sloppy Joe dog. It's rare to see one in Japan, So I gotta say, hey, it just looks great. We're talking about the history of the podcast. This is a wiener hot dog podcast. So Matt, I love it. This is my item for the week here.
Yeah, this came on my radar too, Mike. I almost picked this as my winner. I didn't want to have 2 wieners showing up on my side. I gotta say this is pretty exciting because the bag is back. So this is in the cardboard, but then the dog is actually in the bag. The bag goes all the way back to that whatever it was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cheese dog, where they needed the bag just to hold it together because it was a sloppy mess. Now, I will say, after last week's show, Mike, we hung around as we normally do for about a half hour extra. We just talked about hot dogs for another half hour off the record. And I told you about a little place in Worcester, Massachusetts called Coney Island Hot Dogs. Still kicking after all these years. And they got a chili dog there, Mike. That's damn good. You just roll up and you say, I'll take 2 up. That's 2 dogs with the chili sauce on it. This looks a lot like it. If it's anything like a Coney Island hot dog, Mike, I'll be queuing up for days looking for this thing.
All right, Matt. Well, hey, it was a good week for the scoreboard and our winners and losers. But Matt, you know what? I think we're going to be actually heading over again. Thank the Lord. We've got 2 weeks in a row of Munchies with Matt. This is a new segment where Matt is sharing some items from the States, some fast food items, some quick eats that he's been trying. So, Matt, what do you got this week?
Mike, this week we're talking about Panera. Panera, kind of a fast casual sandwich shop. It's got some of the best chicken salad on the planet. We used to have one close to our house, shut down, actually held a memorial service for the whole neighborhood when that closed down, mostly again because the Napa chicken salad was suddenly like a 6-minute drive instead of a 2-minute drive. Now, Mike, Panera, they're out with pizza. They're getting into the pizza game.
Are you kidding?
I'm not kidding, and I was pretty excited about this. Call it flatbread pizza. Okay, so I popped into a Panera on the way home from a town, and I checked it out. They got a lot of flavors. They got the 4-cheese flatbread pizza. They got the chipotle chicken and bacon flatbread pizza. They got the margarita flatbread pizza. They got the pepperoni flatbread pizza. They got the cheese. They got... Okay. All right, so I got a cheese, just plain old cheese. I just want to play a little simple ball here. Get a sense of how they're playing on the cheese front. I got to tell you, Mike, this is one of the worst pizzas I've ever had in my life.
Wow.
Zappy's pizza is better than Panera flatbread pizza. I said it, okay? I said it. Sauce was sweet. I grew up, Mike, eating Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle frozen pizzas with my brother. My mom would get them for us as a treat. And they had that sweet sauce, okay? This is kind of like that. It's kind of like a frozen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles pizza with the sweet sauce. Really lame, soggy dough. The undercarriage, the chassis on this thing was super floppy, no crisp at all. And then just cheese for days. Just cheese. So, Mike, I hated it. Of course, I ate the whole damn thing before I even got home, but it sucked.
Matt, I gotta say, recently, our viewers probably don't know this, but you've been adventuring and making some of your own pizza. And I gotta say, your pizza looks, a lot better than this. I got a question here, though, Matt. This looks pretty small, and I saw the price tag. It was $9-10, something like that. What was the size on this thing?
Yeah, so it's rectangular. It's a decent size. It's a nice size to split with another person. Okay. You're talking about, I'd say, maybe 12, 13 inches long, maybe 5 inches. No, longer than 5. I'd say it's 6 inches. It's a good sized pizza. It's good to split with somebody. Okay,
but you were saying, looking at this, I mean, the pictures look great. I don't blame you for wanting to try this thing. And, but yeah, like you said, I from looking at it, I would imagine a really kind of crispy crust there underneath. But it was floppy.
Floppy Joe right there.
Oh, geez.
Yeah,
all right,
well,
Panera.
Bunny's ears right there.
Panera, get back in your lane.
Napa chicken salad.
All right, Matt. Well, it's always great to hear about Matt's munchies. Want to hear more again soon.
All right. We got to get back to the real deal, though. This isn't about the United States. This is about Japan, Konbini. Mike, you're at the Gemba, the place where the action happens. What do you got from us from the Gemba this week?
That's right, Matt. As you know, this is kind of a wacky and wild week over here at the Markey residence. So, early in the week, Matt, first Mai and then Leo, they call it the norovirus. The norovirus, it's both ways. It's both ways out. It's out the mouth and it's out the butt. It's a time when you really need to stay hydrated. And Matt, talking about like looking back in the history of the podcast, one of my greatest memories actually is when we did the reading series on Pocari Sweat.
Yeah, exactly what to do. Yep.
Exactly. Well, Matt, I don't know if we've talked about this. So there is Pocari Sweat, for everyday rehydration. But Matt, this is also by Otsuka, who make Pocari Sweat. But Matt, this is the real deal right here.
What the hell is that?
That is OS1. This is NHO approved rehydration solution. And this is actually like pretty close to medically approved rehydration drink. So what this is, it's like Pocari Sweat, but it's tuned a little bit higher for when you need quick and serious rehydration. And during the norovirus, we got it all. We got the tall boy, we got the small boy, we got the jelly. You get that jelly.
Matt. Direct injection.
Oh my God, you can feel it going through your veins. You're just clearing the way. And also, Matt, we also picked up some baby Pocari Sweat as well for Leo. This is the Beanstalk Pocari Sweat. Look at that cute little guy there. From 3 months, Matt. And let me tell you, thanks to OS1 and Otsuka and, of course, their Beanstalk Pocari Sweat baby version as well. I mean, it was like, the norovirus had no chance at all. Leo beat it in about 4 or 5 hours, and it was 1 day. After that, feeling good as new, rehydration with Otsuka, OS1, baby, Beanstalk, Pocari Sweat.
Wow, that is impressive, Mike. The legend of Pocari Sweat grows. Could you just go back to the OS1 here? I gotta say, I would be afraid to drink this because the label actually looks closer to something you'd find under your kitchen sink than you would in your refrigerator. There's just a lot of fine print. That OS-1 is in big old font, but yeah, it definitely looks like something you might clean your sink with versus rehydrate with. That's no doubt very impressive looking product. And then to think Pocari Sweat has a children's version. That is something. From 3 months old, they can be sucking down those electrolytes and whatever else is in there, just getting hooked up to that Pocari Sweat IV. Impressive, Mike. Yeah, beating the Noro in 4 hours in a day. That is incredible.
Yeah, and I will say on this one thing about the OS1, the fine print here is I'll tell you the truth, I'm drinking one right now. So, however, in the fine print, it does say a healthy person can drink this, but it has no health benefits. So, don't think that you're going to drink OS1 and turn into some sort of like hyper, strong human being. It's not going to happen. You're just going to, it's just like Pocari Sweat at that point. But anyways, Matt, yeah, that's, if you're in Japan, you need to get rehydrated quick. I'd say hit up OS1.
All right. Well, wow. Another episode is over. Episode 47, Mike, after a year of doing the podcast. My, oh my, what a journey it's been on. And I got to say, I think we're just warming up. I feel like we're just kind of tuning the engine, getting the tires warm. We're not even ripping down the racetrack quite yet. There's a lot more the Conbini has to offer. We'd like to give a thanks to all of our listeners, especially those who've been with us since episode 1. Those are both our moms.
Yes.
And check us out on YouTube. You can watch all the stuff that we're talking about. Be sure to subscribe, like, share. Also, we're on social, especially active on Twitter. But you can also see us on Facebook and some Instagram, although we don't really post so much to Instagram anymore. Share a Conbini memory. We love these. Dial us if you're in the U.S. at 617-453-8207. If you're outside Japan, sorry if you can hear an electric toothbrush. That's my wife brushing her teeth like a madman. Okay, it's still on. Sorry. Check us out on anchor.fm/Conbini Boys. Thanks everybody for listening. Mike, hey, I'll see you at the Conbini.
I'll see you at the Conbini, Matt.